Welcome along everyone to MaxFax Lab podcast. I am Jahanzeb, your host. Today we dive into a remarkable journey, one that blends entrepreneurship, compassion, and as well as dentistry. Our guest today is Dr. Quratulain Kamil, who came from Pakistan, navigated the challenges of single mom, and now thrives as a dental therapist in Canada. Join us as we explore her mission to enhance oral health in elderly patients in Ontario region and uncover the secrets behind our innovative business model. And if you are joining us from Instagram, please follow us the link below to access the full podcast, and please like and subscribe. Hello, thank you for joining us today. I'm so glad that you decided to follow through with us and decide to sit with us in this podcast. And I believe every business has a story behind it. So I would start the podcast essentially by asking the most basic question: what is your story?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me. That's so nice of you. And I'm glad to be a part of it. And I wish you good luck with your podcast
Thank you so
journey.
much.
And this is a milestone for both of us for our
Yes, the
first
first one for both of us.
podcast. Yeah, exactly. So I'm Quratulain Kamil, like you said, and I agree with you. The reason that we are here today is Doorstep Dental, which is my very close to heart business and journey that I'm stepping on. And I think you're very right that every business indeed has a unique story behind it. And Doorstep Dental is no exception. My journey began in Pakistan when I graduated as a dentist in 2013. And I kept working as a dentist while I completed my MBA later on in healthcare management for 6 years almost. And then I moved to Canada because more opportunities and
Fair
brain
enough.
drain, of course. So in 2019, I moved to Canada and realized, oh my gosh, I have to do everything from the scratch again. But I was fortunate enough to start my journey as a dental assistant right away, like literally a month of landing here. I found this amazing dental office. I started working as a dental assistant and realized that where DDS is hard option to go to, dental hygiene seems doable. So I went to school for 18 months, appeared in the licensing exam for hygiene, and completed my dental hygienist diploma and later the license. And that eventually led me to believe, while I kept working as a hygienist in the clinical world, with all the experience from past as a dentist assistant in a hygiene, also worked in the admin as well. So that gave me the idea that, oh, I know every aspect of it almost. So why not use my MBA eventually and think about a business? So I think
Yes,
if
of
you,
course. You have a knowledge, you
yeah,
decided to use it. That's great. So,
yeah,
speaking of your past experiences, I believe encountering adversity in life is inevitable. At some point in life, everyone does it. So,
yeah.
have you ever encountered any experience that has impacted you as a person, or has impacted you, made you more bold to take a business step at this point in your life, or develop your business idea rather than just continue working as a dental therapist?
Um, well, I think working as a healthcare makes you an empath. Healthcare provider makes you an empath anyway. So that was one part that wanted me to think out of the box, that how can I make a difference in society, in community? Like, how can I leave behind a legacy which would create ease for a lot of people, especially elderly, especially the kids who have difficulty in going outside, like autism, like special needs, you know. So that was one point that I wanted to do something. And also, you say experience, but I think a part of it was because I'm very inspired by Steve Jobs, and I think about him.
You and me both, sister.
I think about him like every time I have difficulty, every time I'm depressed about something, and I think about it when he like shut himself in the room for 3 days or 5 days, I'm not even sure, where he could not come up with the idea that how to sell it. And then he came out and he was like, everything is it's just how you present it. So it's not about that. It's about like being focused in what you want from life and being determined that I want to do it. And if I want to, then things are going to work that way. So I think that answers your question.
And you certainly are doing it, what you dream about and what your passion is. That's great.
Yeah.
Coming to your life as an expat and living in Canada itself, what challenges do you think the new immigrants would face starting a business or settling down here in Canada?
Well, this is a separate podcast, I would say,
Yeah.
but
No,
to
because I'm asking it because you
yeah,
have covered a journey. It's not easy. I moved here in UK and it wasn't an easy journey for me either. So that's why
no,
I'm essentially asking, because
yeah,
I want people to get something out of this podcast, not just the business idea, but how to manage life outside of the
yeah,
Pakistan or any country they are living right now.
yeah. I would keep it very realistic. I would not say that, oh, it's no big deal. They're very, everything is easy. You can just do it. No, first of all, our color, that matters a lot, of
Of
course.
course.
I'm being realistic. Like I said, it's not easy. You have to be very determined and also be sure about yourself. Do
Understood.
not try to please everybody. For the longest time, I was a people pleaser, and for that, I was apologetic for what I am. I was apologetic for the way I pronounce a few words, but then I stopped doing it because I just realized that this does not matter when you believe in yourself. So when you say challenges, there are hundreds of challenges. You come here, you realize, oh my god, the driving is different,
Of
the way
course.
to handle the problems is different. Oh, the doctor is not ready to take you in as a patient. There's like a huge shortage, and you cannot go and buy any medication. So there is so much to absorb, but again, if you put yourself into that learning curve, like always, it is going to help you. We need to let go of our egos. We need to let go of that certain mindset that, oh, I know it all. No, we do not know it all. We do not know anything at all when it comes to moving from one part of the globe to the other part.
Of
The weather
course.
is different. The way people dress is different. Your colors are different. Obviously, like how you talk is different, how you eat is different. So there's so much to learn. And once you pass that learning curve, I would say, which is obviously not the end, it keeps going. Every day you learn something new. But once you're like well adapted into it, only then I would say, then it comes to like, okay, what can I do next? And if you're asking about especially opening your own business, I would say going through the 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 people who are trying to help you actually helps you a lot because you cannot do it alone. You need to surround yourself with the positivity and the right type of people. There are numerous opportunities, numerous organizations who are just waiting for you to go and talk. All you need to do is and be like, hey, I want to do this. Can you help me? Well, the worst is going to be like, no, I cannot, which is never the case.
Fair enough.
They are always going to give you anything, something, and you will take it from there. I think this is how it is going to be if you're an expat and trying to make your life easier or smoother or different.
Yeah, I completely agree with you here. Essentially, I have faced some challenges moving over here as well. And I realized that every person I dealt with in my life was an opportunity. It has
Yep.
either helped me grow or helped me learn something. It doesn't matter how they make you feel, but
Yeah.
essentially, what interaction you have with them gives you a very essential lesson for your life ahead. So
Yeah.
I think I agree with you. Talk to people. I don't care what the worst response is going to be. They're going to ignore you, but
Yeah.
that's life. It's again life. Someone is going to help you eventually. So but
Yeah.
just talk to people. That's what I completely agree with you over here.
Yeah.
Another thing that I mentioned earlier in the introduction, that you are a single mom, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're
S-
right.
yeah, as a single mother, which is a challenge itself, you have faced. How have you overcome those challenges, especially living in this country in Canada? And how do you think the society of Canada itself helped you overcome those challenges?
Well, Janzeb, I would be really honest with you. People say it's challenge, but for the longest time in my life, I have stopped using the word challenge. I look at everything as an opportunity. So
Of
even
course.
being single mom, is a great opportunity because now I'm not the wife who is supposed to be accountable for literally everything. Like, why are you even breathing?
Makes sense.
I'm sorry for the lame joke, but yes.
That's just fine. It's kind of lightening the mood, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm
Or
hoping you would use
why
some
are you
jokes too.
sleeping?
No, it's actually late night over here. That's why it's the time difference basically.
Yeah. So
So you have to excuse my lazy eyes.
I'm so lucky to have those amazing kids in my life. They're 11-year-old, and my daughter is turning 10, mashallah. I think when it is definitely difficult to manage everything, especially when you are the only parent available to them emotionally, physically, and financially,
Of
they
course.
also give you the immense amount of strength which cannot come from anywhere else. There are times when you don't want to do anything. When you want to break down, you go like, I want 5 days in the room just like Steve Jobs did. But obviously Steve Jobs didn't have two kids who were relying on him at that time. So they give you the strength, they give you the
Well, he
hope.
has a daughter, but he was not very much involved in her life at that point. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I get your point.
Yeah, so there are times where I go like, oh my god, I cannot do this. Why am I doing this? And then I look at them and I go, oh yeah, bills. Oh yeah, I need to do this. So this is how it works. Some days it's like this, and some days it goes up, and but eventually it just makes me more thankful that okay, I am able to do so. I'm able to make a difference in their life, and I am um, being a role model for them, for
Of
not
course.
giving up, for not calling your life a mess or it's too difficult. Oh, I cannot do this. Oh, I'm brown. No, we can all do it,
Of
regardless.
course, we can do all. Yeah. Especially Pakistanis are very resilient. Coming
Yeah.
here and surviving it, I think we
Yeah.
truly deserve a gold medal for this.
Yeah, I think people from all parts of the world, we are very biased about us only. But when I look at Chinese people, for example, if we have color, they have looks. Like, it's very easy to discriminate people. Even I admit there's that is hard for me to discriminate between a Chinese and a Japanese person. Not trying to be offensive, nothing
No, that's
at
fair.
all.
I
I'm just
understand
dumb,
your point.
maybe.
Yeah, it's
So
hard.
this goes same to the other people who find us difficult because we are difficult. We know how complicated we are and how we love drama. So I think as much as being a single mom has had been tough, maybe, but at the same time, it's very fortunate and it gives me more strength and confidence because I just look at life like do or die. I have to do it.
Yeah, I understand that. Do you think the society itself, the Canadian society, compared to if you compare the society of Pakistan, it has helped you to be more bold taking step and developing a
Oh,
business?
yeah,
And how
absolutely.
does that affected you making decisions over here?
I think it really helped me because here I have more space, like more personal and both psychological space. Nobody tries to get in my business,
Of course.
may it be a professional or my personal business. And I learned how to respect boundaries and how to get my own boundaries respected. So I think the Canadian environment really empowered me into learning that and making me what I am today. Like you said, made me bold enough to make my decisions because I don't think so. If I were in Pakistan right now, I would be able to go and be like, oh, okay, I want this house and I want this car and I'm moving from this city to that city. Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
fair
Can you
enough.
imagine? But here
Fair
I could
enough.
I could do it here. I moved cities and I moved from my work from one city to another. I commuted from one city to other for 2 months, and I was able to buy whatever car. I was able to get whatever house only because I was not really looked at just at a moment. I was a human being, and everything was just equal. If I'm talking to a person to rent a house, they were not really asking you, "Where's your husband? Where's your
Yeah,
dad?
of course. Yeah.
Where's your brother?" So nobody asked me that ever, honestly.
No, certainly you are absolutely right. That is something. If this society has some drawbacks, like you have mentioned earlier, there is a factor of racism, of course, and the color. But again, there are some positive aspects of this society is which liberates you and make your own decision, gives you the independence to lead
Yeah.
your life the way you want to lead essentially.
Yeah, but at the same time, I just realized I'm not trying to say that you can never do it in Pakistan. Obviously,
No,
you
of
can do
course,
it there. There are very great examples of women empowerment there. Women have done wonders there as well. But I'm just trying to say that I just know about myself. Maybe I was not able to be that independent in Pakistan myself. No, no offense to anyone in Pakistan or whatsoever.
that's true. I
Yeah.
think you have a truly inspirational journey for both men and women. I think who are essentially starting job here in a different country or starting new businesses here. So
Yeah.
now I would be focusing more towards the business end, which we are trying to essentially do in this podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm
Sure.
more interested in it, and I'm sure our viewers would be more interested in it as well.
Right.
So let's not talk about your business itself, the business model. I know you have already sent me the business brief and I've gone
Mhm.
through it in detail. But for
Yeah.
audience sake, can you please walk us through your business idea and how you are essentially making money off it? I
Yeah.
know I'm asking a lot of in this question because I'm trying to get extract all the juicy information through this question.
Well, I would say being a healthcare provider, my focus is not money only. It's more focused on making a difference in the lives of people, in the health, in their overall well-being, and eventually, yes, I am trying to make a revenue out of it as well.
Of course.
But doorstep dental hygiene, like the name suggests, doorstep is actually a mobile dental hygiene services where we are trying to make it work for people who have commuting issues or who have such busy lives that they cannot really make appointments with the dentist and go there and sit for 2 hours and wait and get this stuff done and then drive 45 minutes, 30 minutes,
Yeah,
whatever. So we have website, we have Instagram, we have phone number available everywhere. We have different ways that you can contact us and be like, hey, I want to book appointment, let's say on July 5th around 4 o'clock. Is it possible for us? So we're gonna get back to you and be like, yeah, sure. 4 o'clock works for us and we will be there at your house. How many people are there? Is it just you? Fine. But we could be like, hey, 4 o'clock doesn't work. Can 6 o'clock work? Or some other time work? So we can negotiate with you and then it works for us and you both at the same time. Initially, I will be going by myself and my partner, maybe the business partner. But with time, I should be able to connect you with a provider to our company or my clinic who would be near your location and would appear at your doorstep and set up this stuff because we have 100% portable equipment.
that's great.
We
Yeah,
have a cloud version of the dental software, so we can work literally from anywhere and everywhere. If you want to do your transaction right there and then, yes, we have the mobile payment device as well, the point of sale. Or if you want to
that's
do
great.
online transaction, you can always e-transfer us. And if you do not want to pay us at that time, it's okay, you can pay us later. But yes, we just want to make it easy for you because dentistry is very exclusive. I am
Yeah,
a
well,
hygienist, and if you want my appointment at my clinic, there is no appointment until the end of August,
fair enough.
especially for evenings. So I do not work weekends, so you cannot see me on Saturday. I'm sorry, I have a life, but yeah, with doorstep.
Yes, it's essential to give time to your children as well. Yeah, of course, they're waiting for you for a
But
whole
with
week,
doorstep, we're
technically.
trying to make it work because we are a group of hygienists. So one of us is like, hey, I can work this weekend, and you can work that weekend. So one of us is always available to appear on your doorstep on the weekend or in the evenings. Make it work for you, and definitely you have insurance, so we can charge that. We are set up direct deposit with most insurance companies, but if you do not have an insurance, we also have discounted plans for you, where we are trying to work with you because I personally realize that a lot of people are not able to enjoy the feeling of a clean mouth only because they don't have money. I mean, that sucks because we all are eating, we all are
Yeah,
not flossing, so
I
nobody is
think
flossing.
that is where you should stress more. We are not all flossing at all.
No,
Even we dentists are
nobody
not
is
flossing
flossing.
that
Yeah,
often.
other day I had a patient and she was like, "I'm not flossing 2 times a day." I was like, "Well, whoever is a criminal or serial killer." Even I'm not flossing twice a day. I'm flossing only 1 time, and I'm a hygienist. So I truly understand that you are not flossing, buddy. So I'm trying to work with you. So you have teeth, and if you have teeth, I have my work. So I'm just trying to work with you.
No, essentially, it provides you as a hygienist and as a mother flexibility to work it on your time, on your
Yeah,
schedule, and it also provides an opportunity to the people and the patient, elderly or even youth, who
yeah,
cannot attend daytime appointments. They can
yeah,
book you later today or later on the day,
exactly.
later hours of the day. So
Yeah,
essentially, I would say a win-win situation for you as well as the patient itself. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So essentially, you are part of what my understanding is service industry, right? You provide a
Yes,
service to the people.
yeah.
How did you recognize the gap in the market that you are trying to fill?
Because I worked in a setting where we had old people's residence very close by. Not still so close by, but my mean patient age was 84-year old.
Oh, wow.
And I realized that those poor people, they would show up like 1 hour before their appointment, and I would just go and get them, and they'd be like, "I've been waiting 1 hour," but I was like, "Oh, I'm not behind. Your appointment was 10 o'clock." And then they go like, "Oh yeah, because I live at the residence and I do not have a car, so I have to use the mobile service that they offer me." So they were dropping me at 9, so I came here at 9, and I felt like, oh my god, poor thing, you are on dialysis, you have diabetes, and you're waiting here for 1 hour.
Oh
So I
my
was
God.
like, always thinking that how can it be addressed? And and it just makes sense that if you can appear at the resident home, and there are like 9 people who can book you at that day, and you can just provide services right there and then, without disturbing them, without making them do an Uber for $25 just to go.
So basically, what you are doing is rather than they coming to you, you
Yeah,
bring yourself to them,
yeah,
facilitate them, help
yeah,
them manage
yeah.
their oral health. That's perfect. That's great.
I
I
say
see.
smiles on the go.
And you make money out of it.
Oh yeah, smiles on the go for you and for me.
Good one. I like it. I
Yeah.
see in the business brief that you provided me earlier, you
Mhm.
use SWOT analysis.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep it more academic as well, aspect
yeah,
of here as well. I'm trying to cover it. For those
sure.
viewers who do not know SWOT analysis, it is basically a tool, or you can say a framework, which we use in business sciences to essentially assess the competitiveness of your business in the market and to develop your strategic planning for future.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to, I have given you this detail to have a
Mm-hmm.
follow-up question basically. So what are your finding from your SWOT analysis was about your market?
Well, strength, SWOT is a strength, weakness, opportunities,
Yeah.
threats. I can talk about the strength all day. Never mind.
No, that we understand now.
Well, it's portable. We are both male and female hygienists, so if someone has a problem that, oh, I don't want a female touching my teeth, or
Yeah,
if
fair
someone has a
enough.
problem that, oh, a man is gonna clean my teeth, well, I'm sure you're gonna hear it too. By the way,
Yeah,
Janzi.
I understand. I understand. Completely understand.
Yeah, and also I'm not trying to charge them an arm and a leg. I'm trying to keep it really fair, whatever it is. In fact, I'm trying to make it more affordable by reducing the price sometimes for people who find it really difficult to afford because they do not have an insurance. So those are my strengths, obviously, and I think another strength of mine is our persona. Like we are trying to develop a real good relationship with our clients by working around their needs, like you said, students, like you said, women with young kids who find it really hard to drive with 3 kids in the back seat, all strapped in their baby chairs. So I think this is our very important strength as well, that we are trying to work around with you and we're not trying to shame you into it. Okay.
Yeah.
um, well, weaknesses is right now, me and my business partner and the other hygienist. We all have our jobs as well, and we really don't want to quit our like steady paychecks and just focus on this. So we have limited availability for right now, but obviously with time, as we build our clientele, we would be more available to it by reducing hours at our full-time jobs.
Yeah,
And
of course.
difficulty establishing partnership. We are trying really hard to collaborate with different employers. Like we're trying to reach out to, let's say, Canada Post and be like, or warehouses, where we go and be like, hey, you don't have to give your employees the whole day off for a dental appointment. We can just show up at your facility, and let's say 10 of your employees, where they can segregate their lunch hours and come to us for 30 or 35 minutes or 40 minutes or whatsoever, and we do their cleanings instead of them taking half a day off or a full day off sometime because they have a dental appointment.
Yeah,
So this is difficult because obviously the idea is new to them. They are not really convinced at the moment, or they are hesitant about it. They're reluctant. They're not sure how it's going to work out. So this is a little bit of a weakness, I would say.
I hope
And
this podcast would help you convince those
yeah,
employers to.
I'm assuming so.
I hope so. I certainly hope so.
I think this is one of my strengths too. That I'm very charming. I try to manipulate people that what I'm saying is actually right. Well, but it is actually right, by the
Well,
way.
you are manipulating them for their own benefit, so it's
Yeah,
no harm,
that's
no
true.
foul.
And then the software integration, because like I mentioned, the software that I have is Maxident. It is a cloud version, obviously, but I'm not really familiar with that because whatever experience I have had is with the physical offices software, which is not so high tech.
All right.
So this is a high tech. I have unlimited training access, but obviously I'm scared. So I
Certainly, you will
identify it as a
uplift
weak.
yourself and uplift your team by providing them a
Mhm.
good training or good CRM pro
Yep.
softwares in
Yep.
future.
And then we are talking about opportunities. So the number one opportunity is expansion of the service hours, obviously. More days, adding more days to it. Maybe work on public holidays, like Canada Day, like Victoria Day, because those days no grocery stores open. Some people do not have any plans at all, so why
But
not get it?
doorstep dental will be available, right?
Yep, that is one of the opportunities that we have. And again, not just a weakness, it is also an opportunity for us to develop a strategic partnership. And we want to invest in technology. By that I mean, I want to reach to the point where I'm generating enough revenue where I can invest in AI that can help me assess with the patient charting, that can
Oh,
help
that's
me
interesting.
reduce my medical history related stuff, because that takes a lot of portion when you are
So
trying
this
to
is
get
medical assistant, right? AI
medical
supported
and
medical assistant. Yeah.
yeah, dental assessment. Because I looked at it and I was really fascinated that few of them were able to assess the staging and grading for perio only just by you telling them 343, 353, whatever. So I want to be rich enough to invest in that. And
Hopefully, MaxFax Lab might be able to help you in future for this
yeah, I
segment.
really hope so. And then adding services. I have a vision where we are not just dental cleaning. We can add a nurse with us who can do Botox, especially for TMJ pain, for aesthetic purposes.
Yeah.
Or we
Mhm.
can add lash extension technician with us, so you can get your teeth clean, whitened, lash extension, Botox, all together right in your home.
You are slowly increasing your target audience, starting from elderly patient to students, then the
You won't,
workers,
you
then
won't
employees.
believe.
Now
you
you
won't
are going into the grooming industry,
No,
brides and
you
bridegrooms.
won't believe that is a surprising. A lot of old people are not really old at heart. They're still young.
Oh, of course,
They're
fair
going to
enough.
cruise. They're going
Yeah,
to Florida and they want to look good. And I
yeah,
don't
that
blame
makes
them.
sense.
I would want to too
Age
if
is
I
just a number. I'm telling you right now.
have. So my elderly people sometimes they're 95 and they look, oh my god, so great. So I want to assist them. I
No,
want to
that's good.
provide them all the services under one umbrella, right? So this is one of the opportunity. And then I have the idea of subscription plans. Like I said, if you do not have an insurance, you can talk to me and we can come to a negotiation. Let's say, okay, you give me this amount. This is your subscription. So I will show up at your door twice a year and do your cleaning. Instead of you worrying about, oh my God, now I don't know what will be the bill, how much is the tax. I will give you a straight quote and we can work with that. So then we have the threats, obviously, the competition.
Yeah,
There are a few people who are working on this sort of thing, but obviously they are not as strategized, I would say, as we are trying to be. We are just a baby right now, and they're well established. There are competitors in the market, and then we have another threat of regulatory changes. Like who knows what
yeah,
CDHO
fair
is
enough.
coming up
Yeah.
tomorrow with a new rule, and we go like, oh my God, we cannot do any of it anymore. God forbid there is another thing like COVID. We're nowhere to be seen. So
No, I think essentially it will be helpful if something, God forbid, I don't want that COVID thing again. But if people are somehow restricted in their home, your services would be very helpful for them to go
yeah, I
in
hope
their
so,
houses.
but who knows? I mean, COVID was something that you could never imagine happening, right? So if there is something totally opposite of it, people are not supposed to stay at home at all. What am I gonna do?
They just want to rush outside the homes.
Yeah, so this is one of them, and the geographic limitations. So right now we are more focused about the GTA, that is the Greater Toronto Area, and the KWC region, that is Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge. But yeah, my vision is to be Canada wide. My vision is to be Ontario wide initially, and maybe we are able to have, because every province has different regulatory body here. So
Yeah.
let's say I want to go out of Ontario, I want to go to Manitoba, then I have to talk about their regulations, their statistics, and I have to look into that. So that is a big threat and a weakness, I would say, because I have no clue what is happening in BC. I have no clue what is happening in Manitoba. I have no clue what is happening in Prince Edward Island. So
Fair enough.
this is my SWOT analysis. I hope it wasn't boring.
No, it wasn't. It was quite informative. I think people should learn, especially those who are starting a business. They
Yeah,
should research their market this way. It's very good that you have provided a very descriptive analysis of your market. And it's a good thing you have mentioned that there are some threats, like some groups are already working in your area. So,
yeah.
my follow up question is, how do you intend to maintain your competitive advantage against them?
By being more available, first of all,
Fair
and
enough.
being more approachable. By that I mean, I don't want people to be like, oh my God, they're gonna be mobile. Maybe they have a fee they charge to come to home, or who knows how expensive they're gonna be. So while I'm trying to arrange my marketing strategy, I'm trying to make it very obvious, very clear. Talk to us. Give me a call. I'm just a call away. There is no question a stupid question. I'm ready to hear what you have to say, or I'm ready to work around your needs, whatever they be. So I think that is going to be my competitive advantage in, like I said, the expansion of services. I'm already trying to talk to a few other services provider like whitening or lash extension, and be on with them on ad hoc basis. Like if I have a patient, then only I contact you, and there is this compensation agreement between us that you take this and I take this, where I do not have a liability that I have to pay someone every month, and they do not have a liability that even if they don't have work, they have to show up.
Yeah, of course. Fair enough.
So I
Fair for
think
both
this is,
sides. Yeah.
yeah, so I think this will be my advantage, that I'm able to offer more as compared to my competitors.
No, that makes sense. I think you have really done your homework,
Yeah,
and by assessing your market, it gives confidence. Like I am assuming, inshallah, it will be a huge success for you as well as for the society you're trying to improve. Now,
yeah,
coming to the journey itself, from having the idea. and
Yeah.
then developing into a business reality, which is a
Yeah.
huge step. It's a whole journey. I call it
Yeah.
an entrepreneurial journey. So could you walk us through the entrepreneurial journey of your starting the business and milestones you have achieved over the period of time?
I think that would be my advice too. If
Yeah, of
you
course.
are thinking about doing anything, even a lemonade stand, I would say, networking, talking to people, regardless of their specialty, because anyone who is doing a business, the basic is the same.
Yeah,
The financial
makes sense.
plan, the strategy, the marketing, the procurement. They're the same anywhere, regardless of what business you are in. So I think my journey started with the idea that, okay, I want to do this, but how? And I do not have the resources. I do not have the time to go and have the consultancy done. And not that we have a lot of consultants anyway for dental
Yeah,
businesses. It's like, how? So I started meeting people, random meeting people. I started looking into any free event which was being held about business networking, about business development, about women business development, about struggling startups, anything which was free and I could manage going there. I would um, I would get out of my comfort zone. That, oh, I'm so tired. I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to ruin my weekend on this boring networking event. But I would go there. In the conferences, especially the conferences which are focused on career development, they
yeah,
really help you. So I think my journey was able to like my idea was able to be shaped into something tangible was only because I learned by talking to people that what was their failure, how they made it into a success, and what could I do to not face that, and if I face it, how do I react to it? Because there is no way that you're going to start something and it is going to work like this. No, you're going to face like literally problems in every steps. You're going to be emailing them 10 times a day, maybe 11th time it's going to be right, but how do you react to it is what matters. They're not, if after like 4 emails you go like, no, I'm too embarrassed to do this, then no, you're not gonna go anywhere.
no, of course, follow up is very important. I think
Yeah.
I have seen this, and even though I'm not a very huge success at the moment, but whatever I have, I've got it with the follow up. Like I have done constant follow with the people. And
Yeah.
I also says if you start with nothing, your
Yeah.
biggest resource is the people. No
Yeah.
matter about, you learn a lot from failures, your own failures, from the people failures, and the people who are trying to run businesses, you learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I
Absolutely.
absolutely agree here with you that this is the best approach. Go out there and learn from the people. Yeah.
Meet the
Every
people.
person is a story, and every person has their story has a lesson which you can learn and apply in your
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
I also feel like what really helped me was being very fearless. I think I was never afraid that, oh, somebody's gonna steal my idea if I tell them. No, this is stupid. Even if they steal it, what is yours is gonna come to you anyway. So I was always open about it. I was really open about not having any financial resources. I was really open about not having any sort of experience. I was really open about having being very dumb with the technology. So that really helps you. When you are being truthful, first of all, you're never worried that, oh, what did I say? Because you just say whatever it is.
I'm s- I'm going to apply your approach in my MaxFax lab to
Yeah.
develop it. Certainly, I'm going to do it. It's
Yeah.
okay to be dumb. Yeah,
Yeah.
just learn
And
from people. Yeah, talk to
because
them.
when you are dumb, nobody's afraid of you either.
Yeah,
So
that's the biggest advantage.
yeah, so they help you as much as they can, and then there are a lot of people who appreciate honesty,
Yeah, of
and
course.
honestly, those are the people who are successful. So if you are honest and truthful, I'm pretty sure 5 out of 15 people are willing to help you.
Yeah, I completely agree with you here. I've seen
Yeah,
it in my
but
own
if
life.
you're cunning, you're not being truthful, you're dishonest about anything, maybe they don't know, but they're not stupid because
Yeah,
they
they
are
read
there
read
because they were
people very well.
intelligent.
Yeah, I completely agree.
So they're going to realize it anyway. And once they realize it, they're going to leave you behind because they're not going to trust you. So developing trust, having connections, and being very focused. Like you are focused that I want this. And there is no point where you are ready for an option which says this is not going to happen. I think
Exactly.
that makes you a success.
Well, in my limited business experience, I felt like the role of the team itself, or the,
Yeah.
like you have mentioned, people
Yeah.
around you, they
Yeah.
help you a lot. All the great ones, if we talk about, like you have mentioned, your great inspiration was Steve Jobs. You talk
Mm-hmm.
about Mark Zuckerberg. You talk about Elon Musk. They all have incredible teams which have shaped up the future for them right now. What
Yeah.
Apple is right now is because multiple people were involved in that process. So, how do you think your team has helped you to take the first step, the initiative itself, and then later on develop the business and start the business for with you?
So there is a book called Outliers.
Outliers.
I'm
All right.
I'm sure you have heard of it. If you haven't,
No,
I
I
would
haven't, but
really,
I'm certainly
yeah,
willing to learn from you. So go ahead,
I
tell
think
me
you should
everything.
really read it because it 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 actually gave me the idea that you can be the smartest person in the world, but if you do not have the right circumstances and people around you, nothing is going to work. You
Fair enough.
could you could be a very strong athlete, but if you are not born in January, you are not going to be a successful football player.
No,
You
you have to explain it to me. This
it's
is where
because
I'm lost here.
the football teams, they go by the calendar year.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
So
Yeah,
if you're a 14-year-old in the start of the calendar year, there are high chances that you're going to be put into the right group where your strength and abilities are rightly detected and improved on. But if God forbid you're born in August, there is very less chance that you're gonna make it.
fair
So my
enough.
team, again, coming back to it, I always value them. I think I could not do anything without them. Honestly, I would be really honest about it, because they were there to support me. They were there to say all the positive things that my brain needed to have the dopamine release to keep me going. Because you need that. If you have people around you who go like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, this is a worse idea. Oh my God, what are you talking about? This is not gonna work. Who's going to ask us to come? So no, that is not going to work. So in my idea, I have a very amazing business partner, Adam Begani, and if I was the one to come up with the concept, he's a dental hygienist too.
All
He was
right.
the one to tell me that, oh, Gretlin, that seems like a very doable idea. If I was the one who came up with the idea that, hey, I think it's going to cost us this amount of money, he was like, well, I think we should keep plus $2,000 or minus $3,000 in a contingency plan too. You need that.
Yeah.
I think my team was the right people because they were in the field. They knew what we are talking about. If I'm saying profi, they understand what is profi. If I'm saying a stage for grade C, they do not look at me like, oh my God, whoa, 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 what's happening there? They get it, what I'm trying to say there. So having the right people in your team matters a lot. And I'm truly thankful to Allah for all the opportunity that I had um, to to connect with the right people at a really right time, that we were able to develop that trust between us, and we were able to meet with the right people then on
Yeah.
forward, to collaborate, to strengthen us, to help shape us what we are today.
Yeah, I think that's very true, and I understand you have an amazing team, and
Yeah,
most
and I
importantly, they
think
have the common vision with you.
I think I want to mention my mentor as well. My
Sure, sure.
friend, my friend and my mentor for business is Tahmina Chaudhry. She's a great name in business world. She helps startup businesses so much so, and I was
That was Dr. Quratulain Kamil with us today. Thank you, Dr. Kurat, for taking the time out and help me record my very first podcast. This is the first podcast of our pushing human race forward initiative. So please help us reach to as many people as possible. Like it and do share it. Thank you, Dr. Quratulain Kamil, for sharing your experience with us. I'm sure we can learn from your extensive experience and apply it to our business ideas and make our business ideas into realities. If you, my friend, I'm talking to the viewers right now, if you have any idea, if you have a story, if you have a research idea that you want to share it with the world, and if you have a passion to push human race forward, please reach out to us, allow us to showcase your story, because you, yes, you, my friend, truly deserve it. Thank you so much. Please do like and do subscribe at our YouTube channel, also on Instagram. Thank you. Goodbye. Take care.